All right, I think I have strep throat, Scott, but I am so glad you're home from Steel City. My granddaughter is officially has strep throat.
Ooh,
I'm sure with knives sticking in my fucking larynx and trachea that I've got it as well. But you know what? I'm a gamer, bro, and I'm here for you.
I'm proud of
I
you.
mean that.
My entire clan has something. My son went back to San Diego State.
Going
He's
around.
got it. My daughter has the wickedest dry cough. It's been going on like she has lung cancer. Been going on for 3 weeks. My wife has it. I'm just strung out from Pittsburgh. I had to stay because of the nor'easter an extra day. So when I got stuck there, I just only knew to drink heavily.
Yeah, I can just imagine how you're dealing with keeping all the germs away from you. You are making your entire system so toxic with rum, with like Captain Morgan,
Yeah,
that the bugs they can't get into your system.
yeah.
Where with me, I should have been drinking more, and now I'm trying to catch up to get rid of this, but I don't think it's
I'm
working at
drinking right
all.
now. As a matter of fact, I wanted to tell you a couple things. Um,
Hmm.
when I play ball, I truly believe that when you sweat that much in 90 minutes, it's almost like a cleansing. I will say that I got on the plane today in first class. As you know, I get on first because I have an artificial heart, and or at least that's the story. I have two cow valves. What's the difference?
Yeah,
Anyway,
nothing really.
so
You bovine bastard.
I got on with my Canes hoodie on, and the stewardess was male. And as I got on, he said, "Oh, fuck off." And I went, "What's the problem?" He goes, "I went to Louisville." I go, "Your mother's a whore." I go,
Yeah,
"I'll see you Friday, you pussy." And then when I got off the plane, I went, "Good luck." And I gave him knuckles. And he goes, "Fuck you." I
yeah.
go, "No, fuck you." In front of
That's right,
everyone on the
bro.
plane. It was great.
Right. I love it. Now, I'm assuming he recognized you or certainly recognized your voice, so he was ready to give you the business. But God bless. And by the way, I have noticed one thing, Scott, and it is starting to bother me.
Right.
It's called a stewardess.
Yeah.
It's not called a steward. It's a stewardess. You should have tits if you're going up and down the aisle giving me bad chicken, man, whatever the hell all that crap in first
Right.
class that is not worth a dime. You have to at least have breasts. Don't
So
you
when
agree?
I was
What the
on,
fuck?
let's see, what was it? Saturday, I went
Yeah.
to the airport and it was raining, and it was a nasty day. So obviously, Newark was 20 deep
Uh,
on the runway. 20 deep. I mean, it took me 2.5 hours to get in the air. I was sitting on the plane for 2.5 hours to go 1 hour. So the lady she was, let's just call her what she is, older stewardess,
yeah.
but she was, a veteran, and so she was sitting in her seat. No one was allowed to get out of their seats, and
Right.
she knew that I was tapping my toes, and I kept rocking, and I was in the first row in first class, and she's like looking at me. I'm fucking moving, and then when we finally got up in the air, I said, "I'll have a rum," and she literally brought me a glass of rum on ice with a splash of Coke. I mean, it
There
was
you
the
go.
strongest. I said, "Honey, you're the greatest stewardess I've ever had. That is a triple." She gave me like a
Yeah.
triple rum so that I could handle my stress and anxiety. Now, I flew back today in 50 minutes, got on the plane, closed the
Right.
door,
Up and
took
down.
off, got home in 50 minutes. Like, that fucking Newark airport is for penis. Like, it is just
Yeah.
the worst airport in the fucking world. I hate it.
Yeah.
The problem is
I
I
get
like
it.
going to LaGuardia, but if you fly back in the afternoon in LaGuardia, you're fucked.
Yeah, no, it takes forever to get back into the city. Scott, I've got a question for you because you're 6'4", 6'10", whatever the
Yeah.
fuck you are. Do you think you could do that old broad in the first class bathroom if she was facing away from you?
No, she had a limp, so I don't typically, I don't typically go.
Wait,
Like I
no,
watched.
she had a limp.
Well,
Now,
did
so
you
do you
watch?
think she had to be running
Did you
in the
watch?
bathroom? No, she had to stand there and bend over. She can't do that with a
Listen,
limp.
did you watch? And I'm not making fun of people with polio. I'm just making
Yes,
fun
you
of
are.
people with polio. So, did you
Yes, you
watch
are.
Monster with that Charlie Hunnam guy, the 8-part series about Ed Gein,
Yeah,
the Texas
no,
Chainsaw Massacre? You know
I
how I
didn't watch.
love serial
You're an idiot.
So there was a chick, and I mean, she was smoking hot,
Right.
and she had polio. So like back in like the 20s and 30s, I mean, they walked around
Yeah.
with that brace on their leg.
Oh, the
And
braces.
she
Yeah,
like went
terrible.
down the street, and
Yeah.
she took his babysitting job. He got 10 cents an hour to
Yeah.
babysit these kids, and he would show them magic tricks and scare them. And then she got the job because the kids hated him and they were scared of him. So
Yeah.
he cut off her arms and legs and tits and made them into a skin outfit. And he walked
Yeah.
around with her tits for like the remainder of the series. And I mean, this chick was smoking hot. So I revert back to the old lady stewardess. I don't
Yeah.
do chicks with limbs.
Did the chick who lost her legs, did she have a limp? I mean,
The stewardess had a bad limp, but she.
I know the stewardess that I'm talking about the gimp
Yes.
without the legs, stubby.
Oh, she was.
Yeah.
She had.
Hey, so the guy across the, I was growing up
Smoking
as a
hot.
kid. Yeah, the guy. So growing up as a kid in a small town in New Jersey, right across the street was a guy who owned a very successful auto body shop. But we grew up on a shit, like on a shit street. And this guy, when he first moved in, he'd have a pot to piss in. This guy, he didn't have a pot to piss in. But anyway, he worked his ass off. But the dude, Scott, he had polio. So everywhere he went, he was gimping along, just fucking gimping and gimping and gimping. And you want to know something? He made so much fucking money and bought the most outrageous cars you've ever seen. He dumped his first wife, got this hot fucking chick who was 15 years younger than him, and she didn't care about his limp at all.
Yeah, as long as his dick works.
Money.
I'll say this. This goes back to this guy, Kennedy, who's running the health services. You know what I mean? Like, this guy's
He's a
like, don't
jackass.
get vaccines so we can
Yeah.
all get polio.
Yeah.
Anyway, James Franklin getting $50 million golden parachute. I think it's criminal. I think it should be a felony. I do not understand for the life of me how someone that failed as badly as he did at Penn State, he won one ranked game against a top 25 team, never beat a top 10 team. I cannot believe that they gave that guy $50 million to go away. He never has to work another day the rest of his life. Thibodeau got
never.
It is shocking to me that these guys get, like, you see this DeBoer guy at Alabama, $70 million if they fire him.
Yeah.
I'd rather be fired than have the stress of the job.
Yeah, no, of course. And I have a question for you. Why in the land of football can a fucking player have his leg blown out, snapped, bone coming out, and he gets cut at the end of the season? And this dickbag can't win an important game, and he gets paid out in full. What's the NFL Players Union doing wrong? Seriously, they get cut, they don't get paid, Scott. They're fucking fucked.
Yeah, and
crazy.
In the NFL, it is pain day. And
Pain day.
That's the thing about pro football. It's different than baseball.
Basketball, same. Hockey, you get paid.
The
You
contracts
get paid.
are guaranteed in baseball. In football, if you get it cut, you're screwed.
Screwed. And to start with, you look at somebody like, think about Scatterbo. Carried the ball 19, 20 times, caught the ball. Scott, he got fucking pummeled. He dished out punishment like you can't believe. But you got to admit, Scott, at 22, this kid has no career at 25. He's making $900,000 a year. I'm not saying that's bad money, bro. But after taxes and everything, he's going to be a fucking cripple at 25. At 28, he's going to be Mike Webster. I mean, he's got no fucking... Is that Mike Webster, the little black kid? Or is he the center from the Steelers? I can't remember.
From the Steelers. I'll say this.
So,
I think Scatterbo's a badass. And
he's
I
great.
think Jackson Dart.
He's going to be a cripple.
Just the future's so bright he could wear shades. They have a lot of young talent, and if they could ever find a way to get their act together, like the day they lost to New Orleans and had 5 turnovers, that's kind of the epitome of the last several years. But then what they did to Philadelphia was unbelievable. So I think they're on the
Insane,
up.
bro. Insane, bro. And I tell you what, Jackson Dart, they had that comedian chick said, she would punch her fucking boyfriend in the larynx to get a lottery ticket to blow Tom Brady. They are going to be lining up for Jackson Dart dude, he's gonna, you suck my dick. Yes, you're next. Suck my dick. Yes,
Right.
you're next. I mean, he is gonna be living
You remember my
large.
mother-in-law, Kathy O, used to tell me, and we would do this on the show, all the different players that she wanted to fuck, and she was like 105, and she still
Yeah,
wanted to fuck like multiple. It all started with
that's
Vinny
great.
Testaverde back in the
Yeah.
day, and then it led all the way into my 25 years with 34C. She used to always tell me the players, like she loved the kid, what's his name, Wilson, that the Jets had. She wanted to bang him
Oh
too
yeah.
from behind.
Yeah. Yeah. What? Listen, I would do this. Like, as far as my wife is concerned, $50 million, like Franklin got for getting fired. There's a lot of things I would let my wife do for $50 million. I actually think there's nothing I wouldn't let her
What
do
was the movie?
for $50 million.
Redford, remember when he convinced the wife to go out on a date with him?
Indecent proposal?
Yeah.
Was that in? Yeah. I mean, listen, Scott, I'm still blown away by this Franklin thing because that's state money. Just so you understand, Scott, that's taxpayer. He's a state employee. Penn State is the highest paid. He makes 50 times what the governor makes. It's
How
crazy,
about
dude.
this? No one cares. They lost again to Northwestern. And what I want is Indiana, which I cannot believe they actually did it. They won.
Told you.
You were right. So they won in Eugene, and I want them to go. I know they play at Happy Valley this year, and that team now has this, interim coach that thinks he's going to get
Yeah.
that job. He's high. He's not getting
Yeah.
that job.
Trap game though. Be careful,
I want
buddy.
Indiana to go in there and literally fist them.
Yeah, I'm with you, but trap game, buddy, they got to be careful, man. Once you get that new coach, there's that little bit of a rush going on. Like, hey,
They're not
we're
playing
fucking.
league, are they?
No, no, no.
No.
I'll look that up for you, bro. But I just saying, like, I could see Penn State turning it around a little bit. They can't be that bad. I mean, they can't. Hey, what about Texas winning and Oklahoma, Scott, scoring
Now,
6 points, partner?
Indiana's playing Michigan State in Bloomington.
They're gonna kill him.
3:30 on
Kill him.
Saturday. So Texas, they lose, they fall out of the top 25. They win
Right.
against Oklahoma, and they're back in the rankings. Make up your fucking
Hey,
mind. I don't think
I'm
they're
with
that
you.
good of a football team. And I got to tell you,
I'm with you.
I thought it was the worst Red River game I've seen in a while. Usually it's
Boring.
wild scoring. We had the
Yeah.
over, and it never came close. It was a boring game.
Wasn't. 6 points for Oklahoma. I mean, that was just a brutal offensive showing. I'll have to say this though: Texas defense stepped the fuck up because they put a fucking wallop on them. Hey, you want me to run down? Yeah, I got it. Let me run down some games for you because you're back from Pittsburgh. You were doing fucking, you were at strip clubs, pole dancers, rum. I mean,
Yes.
we got to get back in the game here, bro.
Yes.
We got to get in the game.
And I went
NCAA
for
top
sushi.
10. What's that?
And I went for sushi.
How was it?
It was good. I was drunk. I don't remember much of it.
I thought when you have cow valve that you can't do like raw shit. You can do raw shit with cow valve?
Yeah, as you know, I am a raw motherfucker. So I just do whatever. I just,
Okay.
I haven't changed anything. All I know
Yeah, I
is
got
I
it.
have fake valves and a clamp in my chest. And if it's sushi, let's go. Serve it up.
I got it. Hey, listen, I love it. All right, Scotty, I'm going to start at number 14 just because it's Oklahoma at 5-1. 14 is a pretty big dip. Is that fair? Are they a 14 or should they be higher?
Yeah, listen, I don't think they're good if Mateer's not playing.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Notre Dame is 4-2. Why are they 13?
Because they're Notre Dame. And they started the season 0-2 and they've won 4 straight. If they win out, Notre Dame sells and they will be in the playoff.
That's bullshit. Okay, I'm with you, though. I agree with you. Georgia Tech is 6-0. Do you buy?
I think King's a good quarterback. I think they're a decent team. I'm glad Miami's not playing and we lost to them last year. I do not believe they're, frankly, one of the 12 best teams in the country.
Fair enough. Tennessee is 5-1, Scott. They're ranked 11.
I'm not buying them at all. I thought that Saturday they looked pathetic at home and they barely won that game. I'm not impressed at all with the Vols this year. I thought they were better last year for certain.
LSU 5-1.
Who's that? I
LSU.
am a buyer in that football team. I know that, they lost, but they play a brutal schedule and they can play anybody and they can beat anybody in America. I think they're deep and talented, well coached. I think they're legit.
I agree. Georgia 5-1. They're ninth, Scott.
Well, they're legit for sure, but if they have to play Alabama, they'll lose.
Agreed. And Oregon still, I told you, man, look out for Indiana. Oregon got beat at home. And by the way, they got beat soundly.
They're playing in Piscataway on Saturday. The game's at night under the lights. It's going to be lit there for that football game. But they'll beat Rutgers, I would think, coming off that loss to Indiana. So I still think Oregon's a really good football team. They got a good quarterback. The bottom line is this. Let's just get real here for a second. My Hoosiers. Good
fucker.
Good fight. So I think Signetti, I'm going to say it right now. I think he is now, even though he's making $8.5 million, I think he's literally, I'm going to say it, the best coach in college football. This guy takes whoever he has on that roster, and all they do is kick everyone's ass. I have never seen anything like it. I went to Indiana. They never won shit. They were so bad when I was there. I never went to one football game. I went there for basketball. I went to every basketball game. I worked with the Hoosiers in basketball. And Bill Mallory was a good coach, but he can't hold Signetti's dick. This guy, what he has done in Bloomington with that program, when you watch that Oregon game, they looked, to me, like the number one team in America. They are legit on both sides of the ball, and they move the ball, they score, and their defense is fucking sickening.
I'm with you. And by the way, enjoy him while you can, because Penn State's going to pay him $15 million a year. Texas Tech is 6-0.
He just signed a 10-year deal. If he goes
He'll
to
buy his way
Penn
out.
State, I will literally commit Harry Carey.
10-4. Texas Tech 6-0.
I think they're legit. I really
Me too.
do. I mean, we need to start betting on them more.
Yeah. I mean, listen, they are legit. Look, Alabama is up to number 6, Scott. They're 5-1. And here's the thing about Alabama. You can say whatever you want. I know there's like fatigue already, coach change, all this shit. But I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to play them in the playoffs.
Yeah, listen, I think it was a push on Saturday, but they won the game. And they have been, winning. And all I know is they're, deeply talented. They're fast. And I think they can beat anybody. And they're a playoff team.
I'm with you. Ole Miss is 6-0, and they actually dropped from 4 to 5.
I think Ole Miss is legit, but I told you last week on the F&P Saturday show, I'll take the 32 points with Washington State, and it was a great game, and they covered. I still think Ole Miss, what I think they had there was just a case of boredom. They're like, who is this fucking team coming in here to fucking try to fuck with us?
Well, I told you, 30. I was with you. 32 was just too many points. It was for me. It was a pretty easy bet. Texas A&M is 6-0.
I like them, and I like their coach. I think they're a tough football team. And the day they beat Notre Dame in South Bend on that fourth down play was the day I was all in. I remember I was in a hotel in Pittsburgh getting ready to go to the Seattle game the next day, and Seattle kicked the Steelers' ass. I thought that performance by A&M was the best performance I've seen this year by a road team in college football, except for what Indiana did in Oregon this past week. So
more impressive.
Up until then, it was that Aggie win in South Bend.
Yeah. So I've been all over. I'm going to spare you this one, but number 3 is Indiana. I told you all season I've been pushing them way harder than you have. I think they are a legitimate contender to win the national title. Number 2 is your sweatshirt. Miami's 5-0.
Listen, I was sitting today and I thought to myself, because the guy was like asking me if I went to the U, and I said, no, I've been a fan for 50 years. And I went to Indiana, and he was like, man, they're really good. I said, I'd like to see Indiana play Miami for the national championship. I think they're the
My
two best
God.
teams in college football on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, I mean, that would actually be a great game. All right, let's move up. We've got Ohio State, and someone's going to have to beat them. Otherwise, they're staying number one in the rankings. They're
Yeah,
6-0.
that's the problem is that at the end of the day, it won't be Miami and Indiana because Ohio State can beat both of them.
Yeah, I mean, Ohio State has, honestly, they could probably take out New Orleans in the NFL. I mean, I still think they're a solid team, but I don't think, honestly, Scott, I don't think they're indestructible. I think they can be taken out in the playoffs. I'm going to move you on to the NFL, bro. It was an interesting week. First off, I just want to start. We've talked about it already, but I want to talk about it again. The Giants didn't just beat the Eagles, Scott. They kind of punked them.
Listen, it's like I said before. That was unbelievable. I lost that bet. I never saw it coming. Hit me like a ton of bricks. I was impressed with the Giants for the first time since they won on the road. Remember that overtime game against Tennessee when Dable was coach of the year?
Yeah.
I think that this is the first I've seen the Giants actually look respectable.
Yeah, I think there is actually just life. Rookie, here's the thing. It's still, Scott, you know this. Football and basketball, it's an emotional game. Football's a really emotional game. And there is something about the energy that these cycles, I mean, they all look at Scatterbo and they think he's an alien, but they laugh, they hug him. And there's some kind of shit going on there. The worst game I have ever watched, probably ever, Broncos against the Jets. The Jets, net yardage, was scary, Scott. Are they that bad? I think they are.
Well, I mean, it speaks volumes that Justin Fields threw for minus 10 yards. I've never seen that before in an NFL game from a guy making that kind of money.
Listen, he got exposed early in the year. There were some folks who were jumping on. I remember there was some early money on the Jets. Scott, he is not a pro quarterback. This will seal his fate. There is going to be no resurrection for him. No, oh my God, Daniel Jones kind of moment. No, oh my God, Baker Mayfield moment. That's never happening for him. Seahawks were 20, Jaguars 12.
I mean, I thought that was a huge road win. I've seen him win in Pittsburgh. I've seen him win in Jacksonville against good teams. I think the Seahawks are actually a sleeper out west. I like what they're doing. I think they're legit on both sides of the ball and special teams as well. I remember when they played the Steelers, they ran the ball down their throat on special teams. They're running kicks back 50 yards every time they got a punt or a kickoff.
Yeah. So here, I'm going to bring up a game, and I'm going to give the Dolphins their props here. I enjoyed the game, Scott. I don't know if you watched it. Chargers-Dolphins. It was actually a good game, 29-27.
Yeah, I didn't watch because I was at that beautiful Steeler win over the Brownies.
Drunk.
And
Yeah,
I thought the Steelers looked fantastic in the second half. I thought Rodgers' floater, the fade into the end zone to Metcalf, right into my face. He was literally, 20 feet from me when he caught that ball all alone. The Steelers defensively looked incredible, vicious. They gave Dylan Gabriel a migraine headache all day. I know that the Dolphins covered, but they're 1-5 and they blow.
Yeah, I completely understand. Look, the Colts won again. I'm not saying they won pretty, Scott, but they won again. They're a first-place team. It was 31-27. I got to tell you something. Daniel Jones is doing all the right things right now, and he's starting to transcend, above this sort of, hey, he's okay, into more like what Sam Darnold is doing. Like, hey, maybe he's really okay. What do you think?
Well, we were on the 9.5 points that we were getting on the F&P pod on Saturday with Arizona. I said, the number was just too big. But look, in the NFL, they need to win games. They're not interested in spreads and covers, and they got it done again. And Danny just keeps doing it. So what he's doing this year in Indy, I got to tell you, I've heard, again, the same boring shit. Mahomes is the MVP. How could anyone not put Daniel Jones in the conversation of what he's been doing with the Colts?
He is. He simply put, he's in the conversation. The Rams 17, the Ravens. You and I have talked about this already, but there is something so satisfying about watching the Ravens blow deformed cock. It's just a joy to me, Scott. I
Well, I got
love
to
it.
tell you, like, for me, the fact that they keep losing and the Steelers keep winning. So the Steelers are 4-1. They were coming off a bye, and now they
Yeah.
play
One
Thursday
and five.
night
Right.
against the Bengals in Cincinnati. But Cincinnati lost again. But I did hit that 15 cover on Sunday for everybody and made people money. But Baltimore at 1-5 and Cleveland 1-5. All right, so we already know Cleveland's finished. But when are people going to start saying that the Ravens are finished? Because
Yeah,
they're
they're
all going
waiting
to
for
say the same thing, that they're favored to win
right.
the North when Lamar Jackson gets back. They were fucking losing with him, okay?
Yeah.
And so the Steelers are winning the North this year. There's not going to be a 5-game losing streak in December that they come unraveled. They're the best team, and the bottom line is Rodgers is doing the job. Their defense has become hostile, and they got great tight ends, great receivers, special teams. They got it all, and people are still talking about the fucking Ravens. They blow. Maryland is
Yeah.
for crabs, so I hope they all get them.
I got it. Hey, Baker Mayfield 30, the 49ers 19.
I think that the Buccaneers
You
have
know
a
I'm a
shot
fan of Mayfield.
to go to
I'm
the
a fan
Super
of Baker
Bowl.
Mayfield. I'm just a fan of his, Scott. I love seeing what this guy has done. It just proves to me once again that the Browns have no ability whatsoever to harness the power of a quarterback. I love the
What
guy.
did you think
30 to
about them
19.
trading Flacco to the Bengals, and then they screwed up with Mayfield? They still suck. Now listen, I got to be honest with you. I actually, Dylan Gabriel threw the ball 52 times on Sunday. I think the kid's got a great sense about the gig. I think he's got a really good arm. I know everyone says he's too small. That's a bunch of bullshit. The guy, telling me a guy's small, let's face facts. I get it when they talk about guys that aren't big, whatever. But is Baker Mayfield big? No. And what does he do? He wins. I think Dylan Gabriel will eventually win. And I think it's great that he's getting this experience now. And, the only guy, to be honest, that is small to me that hasn't got it done is Kyler Murray.
Yeah, Kyler Murray, but Young also at Carol. Well, listen, Carolina's 3-3, so we'll see. But I'm that jury is out. Packers were 27, the Bengals 18. You talked a little bit about the Bengals there. Packers are just a better team. We don't have to spend a ton of time on
the
that.
Packers are playing the Steelers on the 26th. It's 11 days from now, and I'm supposed to go to that game. It's a Sunday night game at Acrisure, and I know that I think it's pretty obvious what Aaron Rodgers wants to do to the Packers against Love and that Green Bay front office in that game on Sunday night on national television on NBC. I think it's a really good game to go to.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's gonna be a tough game. Falcons 24, the Bills 14. Son of a gun.
So I lost that game
Fuck.
two ways. It didn't go over, and I thought the Bills would go to Atlanta and handle their business. It's obvious to me that the Bills are phony besides Josh Allen. They've
Yeah.
lost 2 straight. They don't look good. He's a great quarterback, and I think the rest of the team is starting to show weakness, and I think they're overrated, and you can fucking quote me on that. And remember this. They never fucking get it done, ever, in the history of the
Never.
franchise.
No.
They are one of the most
Never.
unbelievable fuck it up teams in the history of pro sports. They go, they lose every time.
Yeah.
It's automatic.
Yeah.
Now, great, they go to the AFC title game. Congratulations. You know what it does to a guy? My old producer was a Bills fanatic, and all he does every year is take it in the ass in the title game. I mean, I'd rather be in the title game than not, but when all you do is take it in the ass in the title game, then maybe not such a bad idea.
Yeah, no, I completely get it. And, I watched our Giants piss all over them. The Bears pissed. I mean, everybody's pissed all over them in the finals, in the Super Bowl. Hey, Scott, I am so glad that the Commanders took it in the tailpipe from the Bears. The East.
How about we hit the under on the field goal, 25-24. It was 50, and it landed at 49. Great bet the other night on the doubleheader on Monday Night Football. big win for the Bears. Boy, did they need that. And once again, I'm going to say, everybody's darling from last year, the Commanders, are overrated.
I'm with you on that, brother. And I just love seeing it because the whole division that my New York Giants play in just blows cock. Dallas, that's the worst defense in football. Hey, Scotty, we are pressing up against the end of our show, but I do want to bring up on Thursday, once again, we will be giving everybody the picks that we don't send out for pay, right? We're going to throw onto the podcast on Thursday. We've got a bunch of games coming up. Obviously, we're going to do some Saturday, we're going to do some Sunday, but we'll also be with you guys on Saturday as well. So we got a whole bunch of shit going on. Looking forward to it. Anything else from Pittsburgh, bud? Any other final story you want to leave me with?
Yeah, I guess we didn't get arrested. That's a good thing. So I just want to say,
honestly, I'm shocked.
I went to the Penguin game. I sat 5 rows behind the Shesterkin, and
How'd that go?
They beat him 6-1. And I have to tell you, I sat around the dullest motherfuckers I've ever sat around at a pro sport event in my life. One guy was yelling at Iggy the entire game, just screaming at him how bad he sucks as he stopped 18 shots and won 6-1 and makes $12 million a year. And you can't hold his dick, you fat fuck. And then the other guy I sat with on the right, I've been going to Penguin games for over 50 years. And this guy, I couldn't get him to talk about, he's a season ticket holder, everything else, but he just was so boring. I said to my buddy, it's like talking to a can of paint. It was the worst. So after the second period, when it was 4-1, we literally went up and walked around in circles. I'd rather circle jerk than sit with loser fans that are boring. That sucked. But I will say, we've been hitting hockey bets left and right. Hit Winnipeg the other night. We love the hockey bets, to throw those in. We love college football bets. We're hitting tons of bets. The profit plays, the max profit plays. Watch those videos every day. The elites, we've been on fire for a couple months now. Everybody knows it.
Same.
I blame the Cowboys for that performance in Carolina. That was pathetic. Their defense sucks. Monkey balls. Don't forget, we're on everything. We're literally, the podcast is on every outlet known to man, and on the SiriusXM app, the #1 podcast network in the world. Search Ferrall and you'll find it on there if you're a subscriber.
Everything.
Not,
doesn't matter what you
app, and you can watch for free or listen to the show for free for 90 days. So there's a lot going on. You can find us on iHeart, Apple,
Spotify.
I mean, Podbean,
Patreon. It's everything, Scott. Everywhere. Pandora. Everything. We're on everything.
It's everywhere.
Everything. All right, brother. I will see you on Thursday. Welcome home.
All right, Mick.